Hey everyone, and welcome to ISRTV Live, our latest attempt at a live stream. Hope you guys are good. I am super nervous for this for some reason. I don't know why, because this is like another live show, but for some reason I am super nervous. Hopefully everything is going well there in chat, and everything seems to be working. So far, so good. I'm not wearing my gloves, so I failed at putting my gloves on, but you know, the gloves do work with this keyboard, but it's like, you gotta press on the keyboard pretty hard. It's kind of a pain. So anyway, no gloves today. We'll see about next time. But anyway, as for this show and what it is, essentially want to get more live content out on the channel. So think about doing this show maybe 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week, and kind of wanted to hit a bunch of things. Wanted to cover the latest news. There was some news that morning or news the day before. Want to go ahead and do that. And then also want to go and do more driving because I'm doing driving anyway to review products. Right now I have the AccuForce V2 right now on, well, see, talking's hard. Right now on the rig. And yeah, I'm doing a bunch of driving with it, testing it out, working on tutorial for Sim Commander 4 that's taking a lot of time. But yeah, since I'm driving anyway, I might as well film it and do a live show because I'm filming it anyway. So that's kind of the thought behind this show. Also want to be able to have this a chance to get people on, maybe just call in, since sometimes we haven't had the best, experience with Skype. Skype's been a bit challenging. So, I did hear someone on Twitter hit us up this morning and say that that Discus or Discuss, whatever it is coming out with a video format. So, very excited about that. So, anyway, yeah. So that is the idea behind the show, and I think we're going to get right into it. I see that chat's going and chat's up, so that's good. I like that. Travis is giving me shit that I'm going to be crashing constantly, which might be the case. I'm kind of worried. Practice in this car has been a bit of a challenge. Davey asked, "What about VR driving?" Might do some VR driving. Kind of no reason not to. Nothing's stopping me from doing VR driving because I'm using a capture card. I mean, there's no reason why I can't do that. So yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into news. Also, we put on the side, if you do want to support us via Super Chat, throw a few bucks our way. And then also use those Amazon affiliate links. We have them in the description of every show. And you shop through Amazon. Doesn't cost you a thing, but kicks back some money towards us. So, okay, good. I'm glad sound is good. Hopefully this looks decent. This is, later on, I'll post a picture up on Instagram and on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff, showing the setup of this, because it is obnoxious. And at least it's not super hot here today in Dayton, Ohio. We do have some thunderstorms rolling through, so hopefully that's not an issue. But anyway, so let's get to our first news item, and we're playing a bit of catch-up this week and going over some news items that have come out over the past week. Since on Wednesday we did that show where we kind of said farewell to Darren. We didn't get to any news items, so we're going to go over some things from the past week. First up, F1 2017. We have our first real preview of it. We haven't really seen it, other than maybe you guys watching the piece I did from E3 where I got a chance to drive it on the PlayStation 4. Going off the graphics I'm seeing here, I'm definitely thinking that this is the PC. And I have to say, it looks really nice. This is a really nice trailer. I'm pretty impressed by it. Here you go, seeing some of the classic footage. I like that they went and they put the old Codemasters classic yellow tint on everything when they showed the classic footage. That used to drive me nuts so much. I'm glad that now graphics-wise they're back to I don't know, getting their white balance correct. So yeah, and there's there's what's-his-face, Palmer crashing. So again, they're very accurate for the 2017 season. And then there's some pit stops. The pit stop looked really awesome. I want to see more of that because that looks really sweet. There's Monaco at night. Got a lot of people excited. So yeah, F1 2017. It's going to be here in 3 weeks. August 25th, as you're about to see. And ta-da. I can't believe that. There's so much that I have to do between now and then. So that was the first trailer that was showed off for F1 2017. Here's the next one that gets into career mode. I was pretty impressed with career mode in F1 2016, and it looks like they're just expanding on that in 2017, which is cool to see. So let's see. I'm just catching up on chat here. Chat's kind of small in this screen setup. I gotta work on that. But again, the first show. So again, you have a, what am I talking about? Oh, there's all the development tracks you can do, which is really cool. The practice program was cool from 2016. I was getting at, again, you have an agent and they use a contract, so you get to work your way through different teams. You can run for Force India, and you can run for that weird looking guy. Was it EJ Malia? What's his name? He's trapped in England because he can't leave. Oh, this is just brutal, by the way. Having Fernando blow up. Ugh. Man, feel so bad for Fernando. I'm glad he got some points last time. Alternative track layouts is something we talked about at E3. We're going to have short versions of some tracks. And obviously the classic cars. And pretty soon it'll be showing these cars running at Monaco at night. Again, another exciting thing. These little checkpoint challenges, time attacks. Just kind of little extra things to spice it up. You can run multi-class in classic cars. At E3 they said only 2 cars per race, but it looks like I'm seeing more than 2 different makes in some of these races. So there you go, Monaco at night in the early 90s, late 80s F1 cars. So yeah, that is pretty neat, and that is going to be here real soon. And like I said, I got a whole lot of work between then and now because I need to get out this tutorial for Sim Commander out for this wheel, and then the review of this wheel, and then I got some Fanatic pedals I need to review, and I got, what else I got? Also, I want to do a video on this new PC. Now, one reason why we're doing the streaming now, because recently it has some upgrades to the studio, upgraded the faster internet. We're now at 300 megabytes per second down, 20 up, which is nice. I'm still jealous people have fiber. That'd be so awesome. So we got faster internet, and then I upgraded my PC, and if you saw that video from a week or 2 ago now, went with the Ryzen 7 CPU, and then I have dual 1070s in there, but I'm only running one 1070 right now, because as a lot of you had thought, and is mostly the case, sim racing and SLI just don't get along, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, so yeah, now we're able to go and do these streams and all that good stuff. Oh man, a lot of good F1 stuff conversation going on in chat right now. Yeah, interesting. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. And another car that was released this week. It only works if I press play, John. RaceRoom came out with the BMW M235 iRacing Cup. Now, I haven't had a chance to drive this car yet, but yesterday Billy put out a test drive of this car racing at Zandvoort. I really suggest that you check it out. It was a really cool video, and Billy gives his thoughts on the car. Spoiler, overall he liked it, and I have to say, you know, I haven't driven this iteration of the car. I really liked this car when it came out in Assetto Corsa. I think it came out in Dream Pack number 1, if I remember right, and I think it was probably my favorite car of that pack, because it's just a real sweetheart. It handles great, not a lot of horsepower, but just really entertaining to drive. So now it is showing up in RaceRoom. Trying to get, let's see, the prices here. It's available for 347 VRP, which is about $4. One of these days, I'm going to create a list of, if it's this much VRP, this is how much dollars it is and how much euros it is. But 347 VRP if you want to pick out one car. If you want the BMW M235i Racing Cup, long name there. If you want that with all different liveries, and that costs 729 VRP. So I assume that's about $7. So yeah. So there you go. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that car out. I might check that car out on the stream next week. I'm not sure. We'll see what else happens. Like I said, Billy already got to check it out, but maybe I'll go and, I don't know, drive it on a different track, give my impressions of that. And also, well, I guess I haven't said that yet, but one of the things I'm trying to do with these live streams, I really want to reach out to developers, and if any developers are watching, me reaching out to you, I want to give away codes on these streams, so go drive something new and give away some codes. Today, driving Automobilista and checking out the new update, and we are going to be giving away 2 codes that are all-inclusive. You get everything that's available for Automobilista, so thank you to Riza Studios for giving us those codes. Was planning on doing this video earlier in the week, but again, setting up for live stuff takes some time, so unfortunately we slid till Friday, but still wanted to cover this and give these codes out. So anyway, let's go ahead and keep on rolling. Gonna skip the news about rFactor 2 and the new McLaren coming out, and then the beginning of the World's Fastest Gamer competition for McLaren. I want to check that out on Monday, and I also want to reach out to them. Maybe we can get some codes for that DLC so we can give those away. So gonna try to do that next week, but we're gonna skip that for now. Next up on the news items, iRacing had a video that came out kind of, sneakily. It wasn't sneakily? I don't know if that's a word, but anyway, they hadn't talked at all about day and night transitions, besides the fact, here and there, Steve Meyer's on Twitter saying we're working on it. And I think they finally got tired of people asking. So here it is, the first preview of day-night transitions in iRacing, and have to say it looks nice. It's doing day-night transitions. I really like this music they have. I like the ticking they have of the clock. Very clever on their part. So yeah, getting some pictures here. Here they are at Le Mans. There was a comment that something like the sky hasn't been done yet with this transitions, and that's going to be changing. So there you go, in development. When it's coming out, we don't know, and I'm kind of afraid to ask. I feel like anytime we have like the iRacing guys on and we ask, hey, where's this, where's that, they're always kind of like, ugh. They just get asked that so much, and it's so hard to say, especially in software development. So fingers crossed that it'll be showing up sometime in the next, I don't know, I'm going to say 6 months. I doubt we're going to see it for Season 4 that's coming out at the first week of October, if I'm right. But, maybe in the beginning of 2018. Oh, one other thing in iRacing news, I forgot to put it here in my post. I will drop you guys an email, reading chats. Anyway, something I forgot to put in my notes over here on one of my monitors. I'm kind of looking all over the place here. But iRacing, it was confirmed this week that Snetterton, I believe I'm saying that right, correct me if I'm wrong, UK guys, is coming to iRacing in Season 4. I think it's coming in 3 different layouts. Again, I don't have my notes up for that. But that track, I believe, was licensed a million years ago. We're talking like maybe 5 years ago now. A bunch of UK material was licensed, and it's just taken forever. So if I'm not wrong there, it's been a long time coming, but Snetterton is finally coming to iRacing soon, which is cool to see. Let's see, catching up on chats, and people are talking. Cool, good stuff. Glad to see how many people are here watching. I was a little worried about this time frame. This show could move maybe a couple hours later in the day. I know some people right now, especially in the U.S., it's kind of lunchtime here on the East Coast. I'm kind of hoping to catch people on their lunch, if they want to pull up their phones and watch the show. But I know in Europe, people are just mostly getting off work or haven't quite gotten off work yet. So I know the show might be a little early, so I might move it back a couple hours. I just like this noon time frame because it allows me to spend the morning on the show, get it ready, and then spend the afternoon working on longer term stuff like all these reviews I got to do. So that could change. Give me your responses in the comments section, especially those of you who watch the show later who didn't have a chance to watch it live. So with that said, let's move on to another news story, and that is Ferrari is coming to Project Cars 2. Now, this wasn't necessarily, this wasn't a surprise. We'd already seen the Ferrari 488 GT3 car. I had a chance to drive it at E3, and I thought it drove pretty well, actually. So we knew Ferrari was coming. We didn't know all the cars, though. I think when they showed off the cars that were coming to the game back probably about a month ago now, they had a few categories on their list where they didn't have anything there. They just had the Project Cars logo, and I'm pretty sure those were all Ferraris. So yeah, here's the first trailer showing off the 10 Ferraris coming to Project Cars 2, at least at launch. Let me go down the list I have here. The Ferrari 330 P4, Ferrari 365 GTB4, Ferrari 288 GTO, Ferrari F40 LM, Ferrari F333 SP, Ferrari F50 GT, Ferrari Enzo, Ferrari 488 GT3 and GTE, and then the Ferrari. So there you go. That's a pretty good list. Honestly, there's a lot of those cars that don't ring a bell to me because they're before my time, so it's kind of cool to see the old school cars coming to Project Cars 2. Project Cars 2 is going to have a lot of classic cars, classic race cars, for lack of a better word. So there you go. They're going to have classic cars. They're going to have Ferrari as well, which is pretty neat to see. So kind of like, almost went to the wrong scene there. So kind of like Porsche, or maybe I guess Ferrari's the original example, but pretty much all these high-end car manufacturers, whether it's Porsche or Ferrari or McLaren, even though McLaren was pretty good about giving their license away to sim racing titles. Anyway, the floodgates are open. All these licenses are showing up to all these different titles. They just got to be willing to pay the money. And I don't know, maybe Ferrari's gotten cheaper. That was something reason why iRacing didn't have Ferrari forever, because it was just like crazy expensive. But now iRacing has a Ferrari, and it seems like these other titles are getting Ferraris as well. So there we go. Let's see. Check back on chat here. I think you're talking about times and stuff like that. So some of you guys are able to do this time slot better than others. Okay. Yes, you are. Yes, you are right. I missed that. Porsche is coming to RaceRoom. So that was another announcement made recently. That was beginning of this week, end of last week. But yeah, Porsche coming to RaceRoom. So there you go, another sim racing title that's gone ahead and got that license. So really cool to see Porsche opening that up. Well, at least their contract with EA expired, and then obviously they didn't make the pricing so ridiculous that none of the developers could afford it. So yep, Porsche is another one that is coming to RaceRoom. It's also coming to WRC7, which was announced yesterday, and that was like, that's odd. We'll talk about that more probably on the next show. Well, hopefully the next show is Monday, Tuesday. I'm not sure I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. But anyway, yeah, that's an odd one. Oh, and something else that while I'm talking about show stuff, people asked, I saw before the show started, will Twizzler be going away? I don't know. I don't know if maybe we wrap this into this format. I still really want to do the show with Billy, because I think Billy adds a lot of insight to these live streams. So definitely want to have Billy on here, or maybe it's on Twizzler. I don't know. We also talked, for a while there, me and Billy were doing the Beyond the Glove show, which really enjoyed. It just became really labor intensive to film it both with our nice cameras. I'm using the nice camera now, so hopefully the stream quality looks nice. But to film it, and then to even download it off the SD chip, those hour-plus shows took a long time. And then we had to upload it to each other, mostly me uploading it to Billy, and Billy has really slow internet speeds right now. He keeps on hoping that faster internet shows up. So, yeah, I can see this being this live format being a good way to do that Beyond the Gloves show. Even if we just have to, maybe I'll just put a picture up of Billy and he'll just do audio only via Skype, or maybe if Discuss or whatever can get up, but or get working. So, but yeah, I really like to have more people than just me talking to myself in my little barricade of a sim racing setup I've created. So, there you go. Okay, so I think that gets us through the news besides the last news topic, and that is the updates to Automobilista, which we will be driving here shortly. And let's pull this up right here. So version 1.4.5 came out, easy for me to say, earlier this week. The highlights of it, a new car came out, which we will be driving today. The 2017 version of the stock car Brasil came out. It's the Chevrolet Cruze. I have to say, a pretty sporty looking car, much better looking than the previous model. And then tracks-wise, had two layouts come out for Curvelo Circuit, a 4.4 kilometer long road course, and located in Brazil. Again, if you want to go and drive Brazilian content, Automobilista has you covered. So that came out. And then there were updates to older tracks in terms of the road and terrain texture. And let me look at my notes over here, a little easier to see. And this list is almost a list of what wasn't updated track-wise on Automobilista. We have Cadwell Park, Brands Hatch, Imola, VIR, Curitiba, okay, Cascavel, Kansai, that's the Suzuka version, Velicita, Taruma, Curania, John butchering names from around the world, Spielberg, Red Bull Ring, Santa Cruz, Guapor, Londrina and Interlagos. Interlagos will be driving today, so we can check out the new road and terrain textures. And also, I love Interlagos, so that's a bit of a cop-out to some degree. And then AI updates. They made the AI better. They're more likely to pass you. They now take into account the radius of the corner and that effect it has on trying to pass someone, which is really cool. They're affected by dirt on the tires. They won't rejoin the traffic. They won't rejoin the track if they spun off if traffic is still coming by, which is very good for AI. It really sucks when they just come out right in front of you. So that's cool. The AI drafting, slipstream, reaction, and aggression levels have been adjusted. So now in the slipstream, they react a little more how they should. And then they also adjust the aggression levels of the AI. And they said in the release notes that they want you to skip the low setting, which I kind of wish they just would have removed it from the game if you're not supposed to use that anymore. But you're supposed to try, they want you to try medium, and then you could go a little higher if you're running a tin-top car. I'll be running medium settings today on AI since that's what was suggested. So yeah, we will do that. So that was the update version 1.4.5, and then also it came out with another forum post where they do their monthly updates, and this was a July development update, and it had a lot of talk about things we just hit on, the new version, AI. This is a video showing a Porsche, well, not a Porsche, waiting to rejoin the track while the traffic's going by. Gamepad support's been improved if you race in the gamepad. Anyone here racing on the gamepad? That'd be interesting to know. And then, again, a bunch of tracks were updated. But for future stuff of interest here, the Brazilian Touring Car Classic DLC is coming that has classic touring cars from the 80s. There's a Volkswagen Beetle, and I'm not sure what that other one is. It looks familiar. If anyone knows what that red hatchback is. But yeah, that'll be interesting DLC that's coming. And then more things about, this is version 1.4.5. I assume the next update, version 1.5, is going to be the final update to Automobilista. I could see some like 1.5.1 or something coming out if there's some bugs or whatever that need to get fixed. But anyway, for the future, surround sounds going to be supported in the final update. And then they've extended the partnership with Metal Moro. Don't have the image here, but they make the prototype that's already in the game, and there's going to be another prototype coming. It looks pretty awesome. It's kind of like almost like a step up. Looks pretty badass. So yeah, so that is. Hey, Billy, good to see you show up. I just woke up. We'll see, maybe that's the conversation of this show being too early. Even though I think it's about 9:30 where you at, Billy. Come on, gotta wake up. And then also on the track front, another Brazilian track, Ibarra, is coming, and that's supposed to be out in the next major update at the end of August. So kind of sounds like Automobilista as development on the title might end in August. So which we're already in August. Today's August 4th. Again, I can't believe that. It's already August, and we're only 3 weeks away from F1 coming out, and I think NASCAR is going to be coming out about the same time, so plenty of stuff to cover here soon. Billy, I'm glad you agree with that. Okay, so that is the news on Automobilista. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fire it up, and let's go ahead and do some driving. So let me adjust things here. Let me put that over here. Let me get a drink of water, because all this talking is difficult. So yeah, so anyway here, let's go ahead. And I wanted to show a few settings, what I'm running things at, before we jump into the race. The race is going to be short. I think I'm only going to do like a 5-minute race. But here we are with different adjustments to difficulty, AI medium. You know what? I did some practice races. I want to make this slightly easier on me, because I'm going to start at the back. All this good stuff off, even though I do turn auto ignition on, because I just find that a pain in the butt to have to go and map that. So yep, so that's what I got there. I got damage on, all that good stuff. Controls, got things map. One thing I'm interested in, these cars have push to pass, and I have mapped it. Again, maybe someone in chat can help me out here. I did go ahead and map that, but I don't know if it's been coming up in the practice sessions. Oh, where's that at? So you have DRS and then launch control and TC. Which one am I looking for here? Brake bias, too far. Anyway, what I'm saying is I thought I mapped the setting for push to pass, but I'm not sure if maybe I'm mapping the wrong thing, because there isn't anything in here that says push to pass. So again, I got chat really small over here. We'll see. Let me do one thing here. Let me adjust this like that. There we go. Okay, now I can actually see stuff. So if you have any suggestions for what I'm missing, what that push to pass is, let me know. Temporary boost. Okay, so that's what I was looking for. Let's come here and let's see. Temporary boost. There it is. Okay, so I have temporary boost mapped to this button. I hit it again. Let's see if this works. So anyway, let's hop out of here. What else we got here? Okay, got it. John the Gearbox Killer. Something I want to point out that's been kind of surprising is, even though I think the update Automobilista looks really nice, it's been struggling a little bit to run on my PC, even this new PC. I've turned things to high, anisotropic filtering. I might turn that down. I'll keep that at 8. So I have that. I have anti-aliasing turned at 4, which you adjust when you go and fire up the game. You can change the graphics settings, but I haven't been able to run the settings as high as I thought I could on a single monitor, my 2560 by 1080. So yeah, it's kind of something I'm kind of hoping maybe gets worked on a little bit before the game gets its final release. Automobilista, I think, looks really nice. I mean, it's a clean look. It's a simple look. Some people don't like that. I like that clean look. But yeah, it's become a little difficult to run graphics-wise here recently. So I'd like to see that updated. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into a single race. Here's the car I'm running. Again, I think a pretty sharp-looking car, if you have to ask me. Pretty mean-looking. So we got that. Just running the 2017 cars. 95% difficulty. Aggression here at medium. And then here's the rules. And that's pretty much all the normal stuff happening there. Only 5-minute race. So they don't let you set number of race laps. I assume in the series it's all time. But again, I'm not familiar because I don't know if I've ever watched Brazilian stock car racing. We barely get any racing here in the US on TV, much less something unique like that. So let's go ahead and fire this up. In the meantime, I'll see how you guys are doing in chat. You guys can see my loading speeds. I don't have this game on SSD. I just got it on a standard hard drive. One thing I had to do interesting is I had to go and adjust my brake force a lot. And we'll see if I got it right, because normally I'm running the Fanatic V3 pedals, and normally when I have my brake set up, I run at about 80% in the control panel, so it's fairly stiff. That plus the brake kit on there, it's a fairly stiff brake. But in here, I've had to go and drop that percentage from 80 to like, I don't know, 75, 74% over in the Fanatic settings. So, because I wasn't getting full brake pressure in here. And I played with some settings here in game with that, and I just didn't like it. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and I'm going to skip qualifying. Let's just go ahead and run to the next session. And we will go ahead and, oh, actually, one thing real quickly. Let me check my setup here. Let's see. I don't need that much fuel because I'm not going to go that many laps. And then I thought I had something saved. I've been struggling a lot with the car wanting to swap ends. The car drives pretty well, but it can be on these slow corners. It can really just be snap on you, and I've been having a lot of that. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the rear PSI. Let's go about there at 19.7. We're running a symmetrical setup, as you see, on both sides. So yeah, let's go ahead with that. I'm not going to play with anything else. We'll go with that for now. So mostly we're checking out how this car drives with the base setup, which is a couple adjustments. Like I said, I was having a lot of issues spinning out of the corner. So let's see, we're on the race, so let's go ahead. I remember to turn the wheel on. That's good. Let's get driving here. And it always struggles a bit here. And then here we go. Hopefully I got the audio set good for you guys. And we kind of do this weird thing down the front stretch, and then we come in the corner, and I try not to run into anyone, and first gear is no good. You know, this live driving is nerve-wracking. I will give you that. I also got to watch out for the curbs because the curbs have been...
Clear.
The curbs really like to spin this car out, and I assume it's because it's the car is just so low to the ground. Okay, it feels like I got my brake. Hi there. Well, there's the AI being aggressive, even on medium.
Car right. Watch your right.
Oh, this is a terrible idea.
Clear right.
Okay. So I think my wheel's still center. Here. Okay.
Car right. Clear right.
I do see there is a car right. Does he know I'm here? That's what I want to know.
Right side. All clear.
There it is. So yeah, that's been the that's the thing I've been struggling with these cars. Besides that, I think these things handle pretty well. But man, the low speed stuff, putting down the throttle, can be a challenge. I probably shouldn't be in second gear here. There we go. I love running out wide on that rumble strip. I've always loved that in any game when it comes to Interlagos, just because you're able to widen out that corner so much. But I really love how the rumble strips feel with this AccuForce. I don't rumble in just kind of normal wheels, non-direct drive. It just sounds like it's kind of like rattling everything on the inside apart. But here, it feels like it's actually rumbling, doing what it's supposed to do. Let's see if I can even catch up to these guys, because if I can't even keep up with these guys on 95%, that's not very good. Oop. Now I'm playing with my keyboard. Not how you're supposed to be driving, with the keyboard in your lap as you're making sure everything's going well. Okay, sounds good. That's good. I went and I adjusted down sound a lot in game. Boy, it's really hard to use tight corners when you have a laptop, or not a laptop, a keyboard in your lap. But yeah, I really turned down the audio in game to get things to balance out. Oh, I really run up on that guy. They slow down a lot sooner than I do in those couple tight corners. This probably won't work. Oh, just not enough front end grip there. Like I said, base setup. Only so much I can judge running base setups. I wanted to, well, there we go. I wanted to spend more time working on setups, but I spent so much time just trying to get this damn live stream going that I just didn't have time. I wanted to do this yesterday, but again, getting things set up. No motion rig going right now. Right now, that question is directed towards me. Right now I'm running the next level F1 GT. I'm running it in GT mode. I just want to try something different, and also I really like how sturdy the F1 GT is. Like, it's sturdy. It'll move around a little bit, but I just find it to be really sturdy. Good for the AccuForce, and just good in general. Because you definitely want to have rigs that are sturdy. Let's see. We got less than a minute left. So let's see if I can not suck and finish last in the first live stream race.
Still there.
Oh, do you know I'm there?
Clear.
I drifted a little wide. In past races I've done with these guys, I have been
On your left.
just booted off the road there. Let's try
All
second
clear.
gear. Okay. Hey, a pass. This corner is just so slow. Gotta be so careful with this throttle. There we go. Okay, and again, these guys brake definitely earlier than I do. I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna... There we go. Gotta straighten up the wheel early there, or you can get in trouble. Hopefully this is running okay for you guys. I feel like my frame rate's struggling a little bit from what I'm seeing. Easy on the throttle, easy on those curbs. Okay. Yeah, this car takes a lot more respect on the throttle than you would expect. Well, and here I am hitting the boost button, and I'm not seeing my push to pass light up. I mean, push to pass button. Oh, maybe it did take there.
Clear right.
I think maybe my push to pass was working. I know, I see you. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I was going way faster into that corner than I had any previous times. I wonder if I got some damage on the car because now I got my wheel vibrating. Or actually what it is, I think I flat spotted my tires there.
Right
That's
side,
what I did.
Right side. Clear right.
Because yeah, I mean you can kind of see it in the top of my wheel in the video.
Car right.
It is
Clear.
it's now moving quite a bit.
Right side.
No, I don't want to lose last.
Keep
No,
left.
you pushed me off to the side.
Still there.
I know he's still there. He's an
Clear.
asshole. Come here. Come here, you. Oh, this vibration's bad. Okay. Keep it straight. Straighten out the wheel. I tell you, that corner has been just kicking my ass. Okay, going deep. Hitting curb. Don't, oh, just washed out too much. Oh, no. Maybe the push to pass is engaged here. It's supposed to light up on your dash, but I have the wheel turned off, so I don't see that. Oh, and there we go. Okay, well, I didn't finish last? Well, that was still entertaining, and I mean, that AI there, besides pushing me off that one time that I didn't really care for, that wasn't too shabby. Oh, the wheel's just going nuts.
Watch your right. Watch your right.
All the
All
flat
clear.
spots. Okay. Well,
The
let's go
caution flag is
ahead
out.
and stop that. 35-meter long lockup does that to tires, John. That's funny. So, okay, let's go ahead and jump out of here. And I think what I'm going to do is let's exit out of here. I think maybe I'll bring the replay of that video up. And then I'll have that playing while we answer some questions. How about that? Sound good? Okay. Oh, I know what we got to do. We got to give away a couple copies of Automobilista. Okay, so we'll do that. So let me first get this thing loaded, and then we shall do that. Okay, here. Let's play this. Get that up. Is that the right button I want? That's the view I want. So while that's playing, let's go ahead and let's give away a couple codes. So, hopefully everyone's ready. The giveaway question is, and what it's going to be is I'm going to ask the question, and then the first two of you guys to put the right answer in chat, I'll reach out to you guys via probably your YouTube accounts. I'll probably do it via YouTube, send a message, and you have to spell this right. Spelling, I'm not much of a speller, but spelling does matter. So, okay, so here we go. So, the giveaway question. The first two to name this and correctly spell. What track with two different layouts was added in version 1.4.5 of Automobilista? So there you go. And it has to be spelled right. And we do have that news story up on our website if you need to go check the spelling. So, fastest internet wins. So, anyway, we'll wait for a second because that's going to take a minute for you guys in chat to see that. Again, watch the replay. Again, I have to say, I think Automobilista looks really pretty. I just wish it ran a little bit better on my setup. So I really want to run that in. Okay. Okay, we got it. We got it. And excuse me while you lose frame rates on that. So, the winners are Leo Hervinen and Rush Smith. You guys were the first two to go ahead and put that. So I will be contacting you via YouTube, and you'll be getting Automobilista, all the versions of it, which is pretty awesome. So there you go. Thank you for playing. Cool. And by the way, if either of you guys don't need the codes, which I assume you do since you put it here, but just for future reference, anyone gets the code doesn't need a code, let me know and we'll give it to someone else who does. So, cool. Awesome. So yeah, let's see. We have about, I'm going to say about 10-15 minutes. If you guys want to do ask me some questions, we can do some Q&A here. And I think we'll just do it while we got the replays rolling. That'd be the best way to do. You can watch me running around the back. I want a Project Cars 2 giveaway. Well, maybe at some point. I still need to go and run more Project Cars 2. Let's see. I'm gonna work on making chat bigger over here. And I know anytime I make these adjustments, it just kills the video. Let's try that. That wasn't too bad. Let's see. I'm sorry. Arjuna Kankipati? Again, I apologize. Any advice for setting up Club Sport V3s? Getting mine today. There's a little bit of work to the V3 pedals. I haven't done the V3 inverted review yet, partially because it just takes effort. You got to pull stuff out. Some of the bolts are in there pretty tightly, but if you just get the base units, I mean, really, what I would do is get the pedals adjusted how you like them. That's a big thing. I always move my brake pedal, it's going to look backwards here, over to the left, so over this way for you, because I like to get my feet a little more separate, so I always do that. The base pedals you can adjust with the twist on the brake, you know, how much resistance you have there on the brake pedal. If you haven't gotten the brake kit, you should pick it up. If you have gotten the brake kit, then that takes a little more work, because that just takes, you got to pull the brakes apart, and you got to pull the polyurethane foam out of the throw of the brake that I was just describing there. I'm lost for words right now what it is. Hey, pretty close on name, that's good. But anyway, so that takes a little bit of work, and you just got to try different combos. If you watch our brake kit review video that I did here on Inside Sim Racing, I think I kind of give a decent baseline ideas, because originally I had that too stiff and just wasn't very fun. But you know, there's a happy medium there. I think I went with like the green and the red. What do they call it? The later pieces, and that was about the right stiffness for me. It's on the stiffer side, but it's not ultra. So yeah, you got to play around with it, but you just got to drive it. And the toughest things is, unlike the CSL Elite pedals, where you can leave them on your rig and adjust the pedals by changing out the rubber stops, you gotta pull the V3s off. Hey, this is where I blow the corner. I'm surprised I didn't have any, ooh, that was close there. So, anyway, that's my suggestions. Let's see, Rift or Vive for sim racing? I have not tried the Vive. People who have, I've heard the Rift might be a little better way to go, because it's just lighter weight. But I haven't tried the Vive. And I'll use the Vive from time to time. I go back and forth. Let's see. Orbit. That's not a question. Talking about compatibility with the Rift. If you're talking about Automobilista doesn't have VR support. They announced it, and then it doesn't look like it's coming. See? I told you I got pushed off the track there. That was some BS. Let's see if I can scroll back up and see if there's anything that I missed here. GPU, CPU, is that a question what I'm running? I'm running a 1070 with a Ryzen 7 1800X. Slight overclock. Am I using triple monitors? I have triple monitors, but I am not using them right now. Right now, to do the streaming, I kind of need a monitor to put everything, so I'm just using the center screen, and then I just have everything set up as single screens. I'm not running surround and NVIDIA control panel. When I do run in triples, I want to race in triples. That's what I like the most. You can see the mirrors and all that stuff. You know, I was kind of struggling that race, seeing where cars were at. I gotta get a fourth monitor set up somewhere in here that I can put XSplit on while I race. So, just single screens today. Oh, Ronnie Harjapot? Right there? I was gonna go with Ronnie. iRacing credit giveaway. I still have a bunch of iRacing. I have a bunch of iRacing new subscriptions. I think I have like 1 or 2 for $25 credits. So yeah, we'll be giving away those at some point, definitely. Let's see. Ta-da. And as I go through chats, everything slows down over there. But since this race is pretty much over, let me pull up the home screen here and go right here. Oh, that looks terrible now. Let me now adjust this chat. Go back down to 20 pixels. That's the thing I'm not quite sure about this chat app that they have now in XSplit. It's cool to have like on here, but when I go and change sizes on a different screen, it messes with the size. Let's see. AMS does have triple screen support. I listed that on the what did I call that show? Sim Racing Explains triple screen support. I believe I call that. Automobilista does have triple screen support. Let's see. Let's see, hands up 10. I don't own a wheel yet. Is the Thrustmaster T300 for PS4 a good wheel for beginners? Don't have the money for the Fanatic. Absolutely. I ran T300 for a long time. I really like the T300. It's definitely a very good wheel for the price. Paul Dalton, still running the BenQ XR3501s? Yes, I am. We are still... No reason to change. I really like them. I mean, we had this question come up on Wednesday, VR versus triples, and it's like the VR. If I can get more super sampling, I would run more VR. But when VR looks not very good, and then I have these triples, you know, almost maxed graphics, they're hard to lose. Billy, here's a comedy head on Automobilista, gives me some of the best car feelings out in any sim. I would recommend. Bought it for my dad on Steam sale. He loves it. I totally agree. Automobilista, if you're a sim racer, is definitely worth getting into. This is probably one of a handful of times I've driven the stock car, even though it started off as Game Stock Car Extreme or Game Stock Car 2013 from Riza. That's always been kind of the bread and butter. But I've always leaned more, at least in recent years, towards the Formula cars. I love the Formula cars here in Automobilista. I think they're done really well. So, yeah, no, I think you definitely need to get it. And it's also cool because it's different tracks. Sim racing right now, we've talked about this before, but cars and track content-wise, they're all kind of merging towards each other. Well, Automobilista has all these Brazilian tracks that you probably haven't heard of if you're, here in the U.S. or North America or, over there in Europe. So it's cool to see. Now, I don't do a good enough job checking out all of them, as you saw as the Interlagos, because I love Interlagos. But yeah, there's a lot of different variety there. I had driven some of the Brazilian tracks when I was driving the trucks, which I almost thought about driving that today because I love the trucks. Let's see. Paul Dalton said he just got the BenQ and loves it. Yeah, no, it's a good monitor. I mean, Billy picked one up. Darren picked one up. Let's see. Oh, why am I messing with that? I can go over here. Some direct drive wheel talk, which I always like to avoid. I really don't prescribe to the whole my direct drive wheel's better than yours. It's such a pissing match. I mean, as I say, so far I've been happy with the V2, which I was always impressed by the V1, and would love to get an OSW on the show someday to try out, or a Leo Bodner. A Leo Bodner, a little bit I had a chance to try that, was pretty impressive. It's just pricey. That's an expensive wheel. It's hard to do endurance on VR. I mean, I really need to do a pros and cons video of VR versus triples because, I mean, that is a tough thing for me I struggle with. Right now, if you've been following the channel, we've been doing a ton of construction on the studio house here, but really construction's been done for Inside Sim Racing to make things look nicer. I've taken over a closet and there's not a lot of airflow here. And right now, I'm not running the AC in this extra room. This was an addition to the house, so it doesn't have the central air. And it's been very warm. You know, I got lights on me. I got this computer pumping out hot air. There's air coming out of the controller box for the AccuForce. So there's a lot of hot air here. And then when I go and I put the headset on, it fogs up quickly. I got to put a fan on me. You put a fan on you, that helps out a lot. But it gets very warm. So yeah, that's something that does, you know, that's a con for me on that side. Clinton brought up a good thing here. Whoever mentioned that rFactor 2 was 50% off, thank you. I would have missed it. Yes, rFactor 2 is 50% off, and that's part of the McLaren World's Fastest Gamer competition kicking off. I was curious how that was going to work. If you would have to go and buy rFactor 2 to go and compete in that. I was halfway wondering if maybe there'd be like an access point on Steam where you could go and just drive the car and the track combos on rFactor 2 without having to pay. But it looks like you have to pay for the content. So, boy, what a good things for rFactor 2. That's going to be probably some good money. Let's see. And boy, some of the names so far that compete in that competition have been brutal. So, like I said, I want to give it a try next week. And, yeah, we'll see how I do on the leaderboard. I don't expect to be up very high. But hopefully I'll get some more practice in for that, unlike today where I was kind of winging it today. Yeah, Time Runner 414 Travis saying that, yeah, he's got 4 fans blowing. So, yeah, I need some more fans in here. There's actually a light above me that was part of the closet. And I want to go and take the light off and put a ceiling fan up there, one that's close to the ceiling, and get some air movement. And then I need to get just some smaller fans in here. So, yeah, fans are good when you're sim racing. I mean, I've had that for years where you just get always wear shorts. In the wintertime, once in a while, I wear pants, even because I would always keep my apartment or house really cold. And then I start racing and I get really hot, and it's just like I knew it. Always gotta wear shorts when sim racing, or you just wear your underwear, I guess. Let's see. Ronnie said, John, I'm really not that interested in racing against AI. Is RF2 worth it? You know, that's a tough thing about some of these titles, that the online stuff is not fully there. You know, iRacing, obviously you can go race online. That's what it is. Assetto Corsa has a lot of leagues running online. You have the sim racing system that has a lot of online stuff going. So there's a lot of stuff in Assetto Corsa. rFactor 2 Automobilista, it does get tougher. You have to have a dedicated league, and you got to get people to show up, you know, every week. So yeah, that is tougher to do that. For me, when I run these titles, it's more racing against the AI and a pick up and play, and not have to spend so much time preparing like I would if I was racing online. Drive naked, no thanks. That is true. It's hard with the fans and recording sound. If I get a big fan up here, I can probably have it going slow enough that it's fine. Let's see. Let's see. People talking about 4K screens. I would not go 4K yet. The refresh rate isn't high enough. A lot of them are 60 hertz. Maybe they got into 100 here recently, but they cost so much. And also, 4K would take so much power. I mean, these being 1080p screens and then being large, I mean, in desktop mode, these screens don't look great, but in gaming mode, they look awesome. So go for a higher refresh rate. I would avoid 4K. Currently racing iRacing and just got our rookies and old after 4 races. So, as I tell anyone who races iRacing, you gotta move up in it. You know, I see people complain all the time in iRacing about people being crashed, or I hear them complain about text chat, that people are talking too much. In the races that I race, and I don't have that high of iRacing, I'm only like 2,300. It's been so long since I tried to get it up. I've raced it consistently in official sessions. If you get high enough, all that crap goes away. You know, especially on the road side. The oval side, people will still talk your ear off, and it's almost the reason why I stopped doing the oval racing, because it gets annoying, and people will, even at the higher up, will blame you for wrecking them or blah blah blah. But on the road racing side, at 2,300 iRacing, I don't hear people bitching and moaning about stuff, and it's good racing. You know, especially if you get a split. So You know, the higher you can get your I rating up and get around other quality drivers, the way better the experience gets. Yeah, 4K for Forza, say no more. I do want to, well, I got a 4K TV in the living room. I'd love to check some of that out, that new content, Gran Turismo Sport and Forza, but I don't know if I want to invest in a PlayStation Pro or the Xbox X. So, yeah. Let's see. Madsy Hansen asks 120 or 144 hertz. No difference. Above 90, I really can't tell a difference. So, I mean, maybe I can tell a little difference between 90 and 120. You can't tell the difference between 120 and 144. 144 has just become the standard. So, don't worry about that. Let's see. I'm gonna get a couple more, and then I'm gonna wrap this up at the top of the hour. Leo Hervinen, still running my G27 because that thing just won't break. So, Leo, you won the Coast Automobilista. FYI, with the Logitech stuff, you still got to go in there and do some different adjustments. I know when you first load up Automobilista, I didn't show this, but they start off with the force feedback at -100, which I'm pretty sure is for Logitech, if I'm not mistaken. So that's set up for your wheel. When I get in there with the AccuForce or with a Thrustmaster wheel, Fanatic wheel, I have to go and change that slider from -100 to +100. So that should be set up there. But there was something in the last release notes, check out our website, that talked about Logitech wheels. So give that a look. Let's see. Billy is censoring himself in chat. That's pretty funny. Can you see a difference between 60 and 75 hertz? Yes. Yes, I can. Between 60 and about 85, 90, I can't tell a difference. Above 90, maybe a little difference between 90 and 120. If you tell the difference above 120, I think you're full of it. So, and now there's new monitors coming out like 200 hertz. So, whatever. Okay, so there we go. So SynthBen said -100 is what I use for my CSR wheel. So, okay, there you go. So that's interesting. So, because I thought Fanatic was positive as well. It's been a while. So, let's see. AOZ, what do you think about the upcoming Fanatic Direct Drive wheel? I'm really interested in it. I had a chance to talk to talk to Thomas, owner of Fanatic, at E3, and discuss a little bit on how they've been putting so much work into it. I do think it's a good idea that they'll be able to use the Fanatic wheels, rims, what have you, wheels with it. I think that's a very that's obviously a smart way to go, and that's definitely going to be a positive. I think it's on there. So I think that's going to be a positive for them. I'm just curious how it's going to perform. I'm sure it's going to perform well. I'm really curious about price. I'm curious about price and when it's going to become available. I was kind of thinking it's going to be available this fall with all these games coming out like this month, but I'm not sure now because there was something the other day that they're looking for people to come and like test out the wheel more and stuff like that. So yeah, be interesting to see when it shows up. Plenty of competition, but yeah, price will be important. I mean, this Sim Experience able to get this wheel down to $1,300 with the rim, and you get it without the rim, I think it's $900 for just the base. It's pretty impressive. I know some OSWs around $1,000 too. And I'm pretty sure before you put a rim on. Rush Smith lowered my frames to 50 V-synced. So I think you're saying you turn V-sync on. Really always been against V-sync in sim racing because V-sync can cause latency essentially between your on-screen action and what you're doing with your hands on the wheel. They cause an input lag. So always suggested to turning V-sync off. It makes it silky smooth on screen, but then it makes it where what you're doing on the wheel and what you're seeing aren't syncing up. So I would suggest turning that off. No 4K options for VR, and that'd be a struggle. I don't know if the PC technology, hardware-wise, is there enough. Let's see. So Alan Mitchell reckoning that'll be about €900 for the Fanatic force feedback wheel. I mean, not force feedback. The Fanatic direct drive wheel. We'll see. Rush, I'm not good enough to notice any latency. That's funny. That's pretty good. So I can deal with lag. I cannot handle the screen tearing. I mean, to each your own. I mean, like I said, I always turn VSync off, but you know, it's up to you guys. Yeah, Billy said you can get used to it, but yes, there's latency issues with VSync. So, oh crap, guys, it's 1:02. We've gone over an hour. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. I don't want this show to be too long. It gets people who want to watch later be like, I'm not going to watch an hour show. So anyway, thank you for watching this first episode, I guess, of ISRTV Live. We'll be back next week in some form. I don't know what day. Maybe a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Maybe a Tuesday, Thursday schedule. I don't know. And we're back driving some more stuff, covering news. We'll hopefully get Billy on in here to talk some stuff. I don't know. This show's going to go somewhere, but this is where it's at right now. And I think this first show went well. We only dropped some frames at the very end here, which I think was part of the replays and clicking back and forth for XSplit. So, yeah, I think this went well. So, again, I'm John Sable. Thank you for watching Inside Sim Racing. Please take care of you and yours. And you guys who won codes, I'll be getting to you. So, see you guys later.